Good morning. All right, so I've been in this whole little sourdough niche, y'all, like, for real. I know I haven't been live in a minute, but, like, only reason I'm going live is just, I don't know. I'm really proud of my sourdough. But I wanted to show y'all, like, sourdough is a process. Like, you get your starter, you build your starter. It has to be at peak. It has to be healthy and thriving. So, like, that takes a minute. I mean, it takes a minute. And then your first loaves may not be the greatest, but then it's like all of a sudden, where's the loaf I did yesterday? So, hold on. Before we get to this baby, this is the loaf I did yesterday. Oh, it's really hard to see because I have the camera angle that way. But this is the loaf that I did yesterday, and like, it is so pretty. It smells so good. It's going to go to my neighbor. Hey, C. Good morning, Billy. Good morning, guys. So, it's going to be a super short live. Like, I just wanted to, like, show you guys what I've been up to in this little kitchen of mine. So, I've got my sourdough, which has cold proof or cold bulk fermented in the refrigerator for, I want to say nearly 24 hours. So, probably more like 18 hours. So, it's in my little Banneton. And I get these cool little bowl covers at Rural King, and they're plastic, they're washable, they're super duper easy because I have enough washing with the Banneton liner. So I've got my big Dutch oven in the oven. It's getting nice and warm to help with the humidity. But what we're going to do is we are going to have the bowl cover stick to our sourdough, of course. Okay, look at that. So that's the underside of our sourdough. We're not worried about that part at the moment. So what I'm doing is, like I say, I'm going to get this scored, pretty design, in other words, on the top. And in to cook, I need to feed my starter, and I need to mix up more sourdough. So I have parchment. And FYI, all parchment is not created the same, just saying. Don't ask me how I know, but I know. Okay, so I hope y'all can see. Maybe if I scoot over a little bit. Okay. So I kind of know what design I want to do. I've been trying to do this Christmas tree design, and I epically failed on one loaf, so we're not doing that again. Good morning, Eva 2598. Sorry, I'm drinking coffee too because I'm about that life. So there is our sourdough. Now, to make my design stand out really beautifully, to give the contrast, You totally don't even have to do this, but y'all know I'm extra. So I have rice flour and a very fine little. So I'm going to dust it with rice flour. Sorry about the tapping, but I'm not going to do it heavy to where it looks like powdered sugar or cocaine is on. I'm probably going to get dinged for that, but fuck you, YouTube. I just want the contrast. Y'all will see. Because we're going to stay together while I bake this. So, now. Watch, I'm going to epically fail this because I'm doing it live. Okay, so just a nice dusting. All right, what design do I want to do? What design do I want to do? We're just going to kind of wing it. So, we're going to go... Now, I'm just using a toothpick. A lot of people use like twine or string. But I just use a toothpick to kind of get some guidelines going. And that is crooked. And the great thing, we just dust it off. I am not the greatest with straight lines for anything. And I'm nervous because I'm doing this live, so... Oh, that's crooked. Don't worry about it, though. We just go with it. We just go with it because there's no such thing as perfection. Okay, so now what I need is I need my bread lame, or as they pronounce it, bread lom, which is so stupid. Good morning, Carbon Q. Good morning, Karen. Good morning, everybody coming in. So, all right, we're just going to start. Now, like, it's not going to be perfect. Like, it is just, like, you got to figure this is hand done, and I am by no means an artist. Oh, I got to stop shaking. Damn it. Oh, steady, steady, steady. Okay. And you kind of got to work fast because, like, some deflating as you score your sourdough, in my opinion, is normal. But, like, if you take entirely too long to score it, to put your pretty design on it, like, shit's going to go down. So, have an idea of how you're going to do it before you get it out of the fridge to do it. And a nice sharp bread lame is critical. But I can already tell, like, it's wanting to pull, it's wanting to be naughty, but that's okay. Because even if the design doesn't come out beautiful, the taste. Homemade sourdough is like nothing, absolutely nothing like what you buy in the grocery store. I don't care how good. This is literally sourdough starter, water, flour, and salt. That is all that is in there. That's all that's in there. You cannot compare homemade sourdough to any of the junk you buy in store, in my opinion. But our bread is, it's starting to warm up. But that's okay. That's all right. The design will not be perfect because this is like, yeah. but you guys will at least see. And like I say, making sourdough is a process. Any piece of advice I give anybody wanting to get into sourdough, buy your first starter. Buy it. I don't care. I said it. Otherwise, you will be in tears in your kitchen before successfully getting it started. Or you will think you've totally failed, all the while your starter is really good to go. But because it's your first time and you don't know the methods or what have you, you'll be like, F this mess. This is not perfect. But I'm going to show you all the design. So that is the design that we have put on here. Good morning, lawfully. Peekaboo. So now my Dutch oven has been in my oven preheating. We are going to get it out. Lid off. Okay, so now I'm going to put it in my ragingly hot Dutch oven. I need, sorry, can you guys even see? Barely. Sorry, y'all. I have the phone charging. I just snagged the bread with the bread lame. All right, we're ready. Let's get this baby in. This Dutch oven is ragingly hot. Okay. So what I need. Okay. We have our timer set. So now, what time is it? I don't even know what time it is right now. What time is it on the East Coast, y'all? You know what? Maybe I could tap my screen. No. I don't know what time it is on the East Coast. Coffee I made is way too strong. It's 8:01. Okay, so I need to feed my starter and I need to, this is my baby. There is my starter. You see all them bubbles? Look at that. So by the looks of it, she's ready to be fed. There's a slight fall to the line. She's getting little craggies, little like almost little dips and craters right here. So she's ready to be fed. Good morning, Steph. Good morning, 231. How are you? How is everybody doing this morning? We're feeding sourdough. We're baking sourdough and we're mixing up another roll of sourdough, but I'm probably going to do 2 mini loaves out of this next that I mix up. But first and foremost, we got to feed this sourdough. So, new jar, clean jar, 60 grams spring water, 60 grams unbleached all-purpose flour, and a very active and hungry sourdough starter. Actually, you know what? Hold on, y'all. Can I mute myself? I have to get my little girl down here to have breakfast. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Before we feed and do the thing, I need to get my little girl cereal bowl. I am so disappointed though, y'all. I know a lot of people got snow the other day. I want everybody to know that I did not in fact get snow, and my little heart was broken. It was absolutely broken. So, however, when this house was bought, the fireplace, a lot of you know the fireplace was propane. It was wood burning at one time, but from what I was told, the reason it was switched to propane was laziness, and basically laziness, because it was said because of the winds that we get out here, it would come down the chimney and blow embers and everything all over, which, I mean, why wouldn't you put a, you know, a chimney cap? But over the weekend, wait, what is today? Today's Thursday. So over last weekend, converted it back to wood burning, and I'm living my best life, y'all. Raisin Bran. Who's Raisin Branning it? It is not Raisin Bran time. No, it's actually, I'm not saying it because the first word is that word, and I do not have the energy to slow my pronunciation down, but that word, toast crunch, is what she will probably be having. Not in the mood to say it, y'all. Okay, so once she comes down and gets her cereal, we will feed the sourdough starter. And then right after feeding the sourdough starter, I will take what's left of this active starter and we will mix up another loaf that has to bulk ferment on the counter for a good 4 hours and then into the fridge for anywhere from 12 to 24 hours. Some people do even longer. Y'all know. I feel like it's been forever since I've like been on YT and seen all y'all. I hope everyone's doing well though. The holidays are coming. Are y'all ready for it? Because like I'm not even ready for it at all. And this coffee I made is so strong. Wow. I see you, pretty bird. All right. Hold on 1 minute, y'all, because I hear her coming down the stairs. Just a sec. All right, y'all. So, like I say, we've got to feed the starter, and then we're going to take what's left. So I have my little scale set to grams. I have my jar. So some people switch out their jars every couple days. I switch mine out every day because homestead life, like there's a lot of poultry in my life and all of that, you know, outside, inside, in with the birds, you know. So I change my jar every day. I really want to slam this down on the counter so you guys can see like all the little air pockets and it drop, but that will be so loud. Moderate amount of alcohol seems dope, but That is my beast. So I stir it down. I use stainless steel. Y'all, you know, if you guys do this stuff, you use what you want. Zero out my scale. I need 60 grams of it. So let's measure out 60 grams. That's 53. Okay, I'll be in just a moment. Okay, that's 62. That's a little too much. Hold on, sir. I'll be right in. Just a moment. Of course, now that's 50. Oh, no. Okay, we're at 60. We're at 60. Okay, then 60 grams of water. So it looks like that was a little off. So we're going to add a dribble of water. For a total of 120. Excellent. Hold on just 1 second, y'all. Okay, you got it? There you go. Okay. All right. Now we're going to mix, mix, mix. When you have a thick starter, if you mix it with the water, it makes it so much easier to incorporate your flour. Okay, there's that part. Now we're going to go in with 60 grams of flour for a total of 180 grams. Okay, there's our 180. Now mix, 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 mix. No bumps, no lumps, no flour pockets. Scrape the jar. You're not going to hurt the starter. Just saying. Just saying. Make sure I don't have any dry pockets, especially on the bottom of your jar. Like, okay. So it's going to look like, I don't know. I want to say it looks more like, like muffin mix. You hear so much online, oh, it should look like thick pancake batter. This is like not pancake batter. This is way thicker than pancake batter. This is almost like a very sticky dough. So now that it's mixed and it's happy, that's what it looks like in there. We have no flour pockets. Okay, so that part's done. I take my rubber band off my old jar. I put it on the new jar. The lid goes on and it goes out of the way to set all day, and it'll get fed again at about 8:30 tonight. So now we move on. Hold on. I have to warm some water. We're going to mix up dough. And we'll mix up dough in a minute. We got time because, like, is Lawfully Arm being a smart ass? Let me see. Let me see. Hold on, because, like, I have to look at it sideways. Emotional scarring. Who? What? Wait. Hold on. Can I scroll? She says, it's just me and my kitties, so the holidays are pretty much and nothing burger. See, I want to see some pictures of you and your kitties dressed up. We've got time. because this sourdough round that's in the oven has 8 more minutes. Then I need to turn my oven down, and it's going to cook another 15 with the lid off. Good morning, Budget Survival Dad. About stirring the starter. Well, I mean, you kind of got to be rough with it, dude. Like, that's just how it goes. Let's put our bread lame away. This little tool, though, is everything. And literally, it's a razor blade almost on the end of a non-pointy ice pick. But that little tool is amazing for making all the prettiness on your sourdough. I'm gonna have some coffee, you guys. Hold on. Are you good? Okay, good. All right, so we're gonna mix up sourdough, which is a process in itself. So I guess we'll do that because, like, yeah. Okay, so I want 100 grams of starter. Now, this makes 1 large loaf, or you can split it and make 2 mini loaves, but, like, you have to adjust cooking times when you do the mini loaves. So we need 100 grams of active starter, which will nearly be all what is left. That's 95. Well, that's 105. We don't want 105. That'll work. 101. And, like, literally, this is all that's left in my jar after that. And what I've been doing is I have been dehydrating it in my air fryer. Like, literally, that is what's left in my jar. Just that. Just that. Like, no lie. Okay, so I didn't warm the water. Look at me missing steps already. Distraction. Okay, so we have our, it's actually 101 grams of starter, but I'm not worried. Like, it's not going to make that big of a difference, to be honest. But what we need to do now is I need to warm my water. Oh my gosh, there's stuff in the microwave. La, da, 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 da. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I've got 325 grams of water, and I'm just warming it for like 20 seconds in the microwave. This microwave wants to... My microwave actually took a shit not that long ago, but, like, it still works sometimes. If you finesse it just right. You're making this seem so easy. Should I try sourdough again? I'm not a good baker. Yes, you should. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes perfect. And it is so worth it because, like, the benefits of sourdough, it is so worth it. I've gone from making just, like, all the regular breads, which I still do. I mean, my kids are bagels and rolls and all these things, but, like, the sourdough is on a whole different level. So 325 grams of water, and then the scale goes away. So altogether we should have 425 grams, which that's what we have. And I already know my flour's measured proper. So now you mix it. You could use a butter knife. You could use whatever you have. A regular whisk. I have a dough whisk because, like, the starter is super, super heavy. So you see how, like, so to help it break down in the water proper, So you get a good mix. Then we're going to add our flour, and then I have 10 grams of salt, which is equivalent to 10 grams of salt is equivalent to like 2 teaspoons. And there's a lot of controversy of people who will do the sourdough starter, the water, and then just add their flour and let that set for 30 minutes and then slowly start incorporating their salt, because they say that it affects the leavening, the rising of their sourdough. I thankfully and luckily haven't experienced that. I think it really, really has to do with how strong your starter is. If you've got a super strong starter, I don't think the salt is going to affect it, because... Okay, so now I've got 475 grams of unbleached all-purpose flour. I've got like 200 grams of that, and then 275 grams of bread flour. The only difference between bread flour and all-purpose flour is the protein content. There is more protein in bread flour than there is in unbleached all-purpose flour. That's the only difference, y'all. Okay, and then in here I have 10 grams of salt, and that's getting sprinkled in. And we're going to have to take the lid off that sourdough in a minute and let it finish baking. So now I'm going in. I'm doing this for my mother, so she has a video. So she has a video to refer to when she gets home and she tries to make her own sourdough. Because I sent her home with dehydrated sourdough and live sourdough starter. So I start my mix with this dough hook, but like, as you see, like, there is no way this is going to mix that. So let's clean this baby off. Oh, and under no circumstances, y'all, do you rinse sourdough starter that is left, whatever is left in here. You throw it in the trash and you wipe this out with a rag or a paper towel. You put that down your sink, you're going to have literally sourdough cement in your drain. You will be needing a plumber. Okay, hold on. Because I have to take the lid off this. Turn down the oven. Oh, it looks pretty. Okay. So I lowered the temperature in my oven, and now it's gonna cook like another 15 minutes to get all purty on top. Okay, now let's get this mixed. Unfortunately, this will be the only portion you guys are here for, is the mixing. I will explain the rest. Let me bring that dough hook back and scrape the sides of this bowl. I just try to get as much out of this bowl as possible off the sides and the bottom, because cement, no lie, it will be like cement. All right. Now, some people will just leave it like that and let it set. I like to at least get everything, all the dry bits, incorporated. Even though they're stretch and folds, which maybe I should explain that. Okay. So after setting for 30 minutes, you let it set so the flour can absorb the water properly. And then you come in and you do a set of stretch and folds. Like I say, this is mainly for my mom, y'all. But I'm just, even though I really don't need to. So a stretch and fold, mom. You grab your dough. You have one side of your bowl, 2, 3, 4. You grab one side of your dough and you lift it and you fold it over to the center, mom. All right. So, but that's not for 30 minutes. Right now, this is going to set with the towel over it. Yes, sweetheart. Hold on. Hold on, love. Hold on, honey. Hold the phone. Okay, so that's what our dough looks like right now. And that's what my fingers look like right now. Hold on, baby. Let me get the towel. My favorite little towel that's all stained, but it is my favorite tea towel. Okay, so 30 minutes. What time is it? I need to know. Hold on. What do you need? Okay, hold on. I gotta wipe my fingers off. I gotta wipe my fingers off. Hold on. Yes. Oh my God. My daughter needed me to come see in the refrigerator my discard jar that is overflowing. So it's going to be time to make crackers. Okay, so like I say, I've been taking what's left in my jar after mixing my dough, and literally I take a scrap of parchment and I take out what's left, because there's not much at all, like you guys are going to see right now. Like, what the hey? Like, I mean, you could just throw it away too. But this is good to do in case the active starter you have right now fails. Then you have all these little pieces that you can rehydrate and get a new starter going. I mean, the same goes with your discard jar, which you discard. This is considered discard right here. And I am by no means an expert, y'all. Like, I've just learned a few things. So, it's smeared very nicely. You want it somewhat even because, I mean, it needs to dry, air dry. So, get it as even as you can. And then I take it and I set it in my air fryer, which has a dehydrator setting to dehydrate. And like, oh, that one is not fully dehydrated. Okay. All right, we're golden. All right, hold on, because I got to clean up. So talk amongst yourselves and whatnot. And in 10 minutes, we will take this loaf out and we will see. You guys will see. And then that's the end of life. Because yeah. All right. So I literally, like I say, I wipe out my jars. I try to get as much out because you don't want this stuff down your drain like at all, y'all. Okay, Billy said it is 8:24. Okay, so like 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock. Okay, let me get all my mess cleaned up. Okay, is that all the mess? That's all the mess. Except for I need to wash my Banneton cover. So you guys are going to have to just listen to water run because I do need to wash this little cover. Because obviously I'm getting another loaf together, so... This will only take like a minute though. Has anyone ever made sourdough stuffing for like Thanksgiving? I haven't really looked too much into it, but I think I want to do that because like literally I'm about to have sourdough coming out my ears, if I'm honest. And yeah, you can put it in the fridge and let it go dormant, but like I'm going to be baking a lot of sourdough for people for the holidays, for Christmas, and so putting it in the fridge is not an option and letting it go dormant. is almost rinsed and washed. And then I put it over a jar and I let it, oh, it needs just a little more rinse. Get that soap out. I put it over a moonshine jar and I let it just air dry. I don't advise putting the Banneton covers in the dryer because, like, shrinkage. Okay. So that's obviously the Banneton cover. Old Smoky Moonshine jar. It needs to dry. Okay, 7 minutes and this roll will be done, and then y'all can skedaddle. Okay. Good morning, Gina. Girl, you made it just in time. In like 7 minutes, there's a fresh roll of sourdough about to come out that oven. But I've been making these, like, and I'm doing heavy air quotes here, these sourdough discard Cheez-Its, and, like, they're pretty dang good. I'm gonna have to do something because the discard in the fridge is literally overflowing. Have a good day, lawfully. 5 minutes, y'all, and then that bread comes out, and y'all can. I know that design ain't perfect, though. That's all right. Gina, my best advice to you is to buy a starter. Like, no lie. Like, I've tried for years and years and years. There was a point where I had 3 or 4 starters going, or at least trying to go on my counter. And, like, a starter is developed obviously by flour and water, but also by the natural yeasts in the air. So I don't know if it's the time of years that I've tried starting them where there wasn't enough wild yeast in the air to actually get them going. But, like, I found this lady on Etsy who has starters from all over the world. Like, she's got Egyptian ones. She's got ones that have to, you've got to use all different flours, like spelt flour, einkorn flour. Like, she's got starters from all over the world. And she has one that's very old from Italy. And I bought that one. I did. And I have no shame in it. I have no shame. Because, like, the sourdough I've been busting out, man, oh man. I wish I would have done this sooner, man. No lie, Gina. Buy one. You will not, just make sure, you know, look wherever you buy it from or whomever you buy it from. Hopefully there's some reviews on it, because like, you know, there are just crappy people in the world who will mix flour and water and actually put yeast in it and sell that as a sourdough. So like, just make sure, common sense, you know. I am so glad that I bought this sourdough starter. It's supposedly extremely old, but regardless, like, I just haven't named it yet. Evidently people name their starters, and I'm just like, the one I gave my mother, I named it Dorella. But like, I've named my discard. My discard is Junior, but like my actual starter that is on the counter all the time, like, I haven't named it yet. Because all the names I have are inappropriate. So I just figured, nope, this is my starter. Hey, Rocksteady. This one time at bread camp. No lie, Steph. Like, I should show y'all Junior. Let me grab Junior out the fridge. Because my understanding of your discard was you put it in the fridge to bake with, to do with, but like, you know, it doesn't, this, oh my God, hold on. That is Junior. That is my discard. That's what's taking place in my fridge right now. It rises and like, so with discard, you can make so many things. You can make sandwich bread. You can make all kinds of sweets. You can make cookies, pizza dough, crackers. So
I just get like really uncomfortable.
It's called social anxiety, my darling. Okay, we're about to pull this sourdough out though, y'all, so you guys can see it, and then I've got other things to do. So that. The top of my stove is a mess. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beep. Okay, let's make sure that we gave it enough time now. Oh boy, did we. Okay. Oh, it came out pretty too, y'all. Even though I was concernicus about that design. Oh, it did. It came out so pretty. Okay. Let me unhook y'all because I have my phone. There is our sourdough loaf that we just... Wow, that oven's hot. There it is. And see, the whole reason I put the rice flour on, I mean, you can dust it off. You could blow it off. But there it is. And this, oh yes, yes. I always like to check the bottom because like in a Dutch oven and with the temperature of the oven being so high, like I always get a little wigged out about the bottom being burnt, and I'm not lifting this right now because it is hot. So, like I say, this new batch sets for 30 minutes. So about 9 o'clock, then I start stretch and folds. You do stretch and folds every 30 minutes for 2 hours. Then you leave it to bulk ferment. And your bulk fermentation on your counter or in your oven with the light on, if it's cold in your house, like that's something everybody has to play with because it differs, you know, because temperature. But maybe one day I will do a full tutorial. I mean, this was kind of a tutorial, Genia, because like it's for my mom to refer to because I gave her live starter and dehydrated starter. So she can refer to it when she gets back home to Arizona to do her own. But look at that, y'all. Just look at that. I will butter and apricot. Oh, you know what's so good on this? Homemade apple butter. Apple butter We made some bomb grilled cheeses the other night when my mom and stepdad were here with some like really sharp cheddar cheese from New York and homemade soup because it was so cold. It was so good. But I will post the Etsy link. I'll post it on my YouTube for anybody, and I'll post it in Muffin's Discord for sure. But yeah, sourdough bread, y'all. Get into it. Do it. The winter months are coming. It'll keep you busy. And you can make more than just sourdough bread. You can make English muffins, bagels, cookies, cakes, cinnamon rolls. Damn it, I said the word. But yeah. All right, y'all. Be safe. See you later, gators.